Alright guys, so we got another day of working on the Subaru engine. Today I'm hopefully going to get the intake manifold out, maybe do a couple of other things, and then also I'm hoping to pull the transmission out too. So we'll see how that goes, but I got this part in right here, let me show you. So this came in yesterday. Now what this is the fuel pressure regulator adapter. So this is the factory fuel pressure regulator. Which for this car is on the fuel rails. So this goes on right there, and then the return line hooks up to here. This is the feed line. So it controls the fuel pressure off of the return line. Now when you're running higher horsepower and all that stuff, you want to be able to adjust your fuel pressure to suit your injectors and whatever you need. So you can't use that factory fuel pressure regulator. So you need to get an adapter. So you can see we have that thing right there, and this goes right in that hole, and then it adapts it to 1/8 inch NPT, which I'm going to get an 1/8 inch NPT to a -6 AN fitting, and then I'll be running lines to a aftermarket adjustable fuel pressure regulator, and then into the factory fuel system into the firewall. So I'm going to go ahead and install this while the manifold's off and it's easy to install, and then I'm going to go and put all of the new gaskets and get everything else bolted up onto here. I do, however, need to install my turbo inlet first because they're a pain to get in when the intake manifold's on. So I'm going to put that on now, and then I won't have to deal with it. So that's what's on the agenda up first. Now it's time to put in the rest of the gaskets. The torque for these is only 8 Newton meters, so I'm just going to snug it up with the ratchet. Okay, so what I got here is a new Moroso turbo inlet. This one is made out of silicone. I don't have the original one with me right now, but that one is a like plastic with a like bendy part right here, and then it goes to like a rubber coupler to go onto the turbo. Now the problem with those ones is that the rubber coupler separates from the plastic. You get a boost leak. It can be problematic. The benefit to this one is that it's all one piece silicone. The diameter is bigger, and if you look in there, the flow is smoother. I don't know if you can see, but it's just wide open. There's nothing obstructing flow. And it has all the connectors to plug into your factory hoses and stuff like that. Okay, so it's time to get the intake manifold on. I put this on early. The fuel rails are supposed to go underneath here, so I'm just going to try to snake it underneath, and so I don't have to take it off again, but if I do, no big deal. I just want to show you what these fittings go to real quick, because I've had trouble finding information on that. Okay, so there are a total of 5 fittings on this inlet. Now, this top fitting right here is where you would usually put this. This is a PCV check valve or something like that, and the harness plugs into here. It usually goes on like that. Since I deleted my PCV system and I put the air oil separator on the car, I don't longer need this, so I just put the cap on the fitting right here. Now this one, this big one, goes to the blow-off valve line, so that kind of runs behind the intake manifold and up into the blow-off valve. This one, I'm not 100% sure what this one is yet, but it's for a crankcase ventilation system, so something to do with the PCV, and there's a hose that comes off the top of the air oil separator that goes onto an inlet in the turbo inlet, and I think that's what that one's for. Pretty sure, 99% sure. And then this one is for evap, which is connected to the intake manifold. I'll show you that when I get it over here. And this one's for the boost control solenoid, which is also on the intake manifold, and I'll show you that one as well. I gotta pull the inlet off again. Bad preparing on my part. While installing the intake manifold, I found another clearance issue, being this tab right here. Now I took a look at the other intake manifold and this tab is off, like there's no tab right there, but this one has it on all corners except that one. But I think I'm just gonna knock that one off of this one, just hacksaw it or Dremel it off. I gotta use the Dremel for other things anyway, so I might as well do it now. So I'm gonna pull this off again, Dremel that so that it fits, because you can see this is as far as it goes down, and the injectors won't seat that way, so I need to buzz that off, and then everything should go on the intake manifold from there. Okay, so I cut off that tab. As you can see now, it'll clearance. So back to the regularly scheduled program. Get this guy on there. Okay, so I got this wiring harness. So this hooks onto the back of the intake manifold, so I'm gonna just snake this stuff through where it goes now. So all the harness stuff is where it's supposed to go and plugged in, but there's a lot of stuff that doesn't have anywhere to plug into. One being I don't have the injectors yet, and also I did all the TGV deletes and stuff like that, so there's throttle position sensors and the TGVs that don't have plugs to go to. But regardless, I'm going to install the intercooler to throttle body coupler right now. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is the complete engine and it is pretty much ready to go in. I still have to do some fuel system stuff. I gotta put the injectors in. That might be a little tricky, but I think I'll figure it out. Other than that, I'm pretty sure this is almost done. So yeah, I just need to put injectors in it, do some fuel system stuff to here. All this PCV stuff will go on when I get the engine in and the air oil separator on. Accessories gotta go back on, hoses for the coolant reservoir, intercooler of course. But I think this is about it. But I don't have any of that stuff right now, so I'm gonna have to save that for later. There is one thing I need to do. I have a coolant balance kit to go on the back of this. I need to remove this plug. I already tried putting it in, but it hits on this ledge right here. So I need to take the Dremel and kind of cut that and clearance it so that I can get a socket on there to tighten that down to the torque spec. And then I can install that line on here. So I'm gonna get started on that. I'm just gonna go trim this and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So it ain't pretty, but it should work. I left the plug in to just kind of protect the threads, and it's an oil or coolant galley, so I didn't want to get any stuff in it. But let's see. I'm gonna try it. I think it might be enough. I think that's gonna be enough to get it torqued on there. So let me get the torque wrench ready. Okay, so the torque for this fitting is 35 to 40 Newton meters. So I'm just gonna do 40. And we'll see if I can get it going. Oh, it says it's already at 40. Okay, well, I guess that's tight enough. So now that the fitting's on, I can thread on this 6AN fitting on there, tighten it down, get it ready to splice into my heater hose. Now that this is connected to the block, I gotta cut this hose so that I can put this T in place. The hose that you want to cut is the heater hose, so this goes into the heater core through the firewall, and you want to cut it on this straight section. Now if you don't know which heater hose to cut, because these are both heater hoses, it's the one that has the black pipe that goes to the water pump. So if you trace this line back, it goes to the water pump. So I'm going to get some hose cutters and cut it right here. Just like that. So that pretty much wraps this up. I think I'm going to call it a video here, and I'm going to start pulling the transmission, but I'll put that in a different video. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you like the video, please hit like, share, all that good stuff. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.